Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Maverick and thank you for clicking on this episode of the Linux Minute. In this week's episode, I'm going to be telling you guys my thoughts and opinions on Fedora 27 and why I'm excited about the Linux desktop. Actually, let me rephrase that, why I'm getting more and more excited about the Linux desktop every single day. Alright guys, so I've kind of been debating quite a bit about how I was going to do this episode, and I think I'm just going to kind of do it just telling you everything I think and feel. In future videos, I'll have a little box with my face in it somewhere on the screen. Haven't had the money to buy a camera yet, but I do have opinions, and I think they should be told. I think everyone should have an outlet to voice their opinions, and you shouldn't be afraid to say what you want to say to an audience of your peers and your enemies. Anyways, so why am I on Fedora? I have a cheap little tablet I bought at Walmart. It was Windows 10 installed tablet, and it has a 32-bit EFI bootloader. I have a video on this in my new series, The Linux Minute Tips. It's episode 2, I think, episode 1 or 2. Anyways, I talk about how to install Fedora on that, but I like to keep the same kind of stuff between my desktop and whatever portable device I have. Obviously, I can't run Fedora on my phone, so that's kind of a drawback for me. But once I got Fedora up and running on the tablet, I decided to install it on my main production machine, which was running OpenSUSE Tumbleweed. I still love OpenSUSE. It's still one of my favorite distributions. If they ever come out with support for 32-bit EFI, I will definitely give it a shot on my tablet. But for now, I'm running Fedora on both devices, and I am actually really digging Fedora. I've never really used Wayland on a distribution. I really haven't used Gnome in a couple of years. I've kind of been stuck to KDE, or if I didn't have a computer at the time, I was using my phone. So Gnome just kind of never got used for me. And it's kind of funny. On a separate topic from Fedora, using Gnome, it really feels like a truly converged desktop, if you want to call it that. I hate using that word, but it seems to be what's used quite a bit. And I think the reason why Canonical went back to Gnome instead of using Unity 8 was because of that reason. Anyways, that actually has to tie into why I'm using Gnome on both devices. I could definitely use a lighter weight desktop environment on the tablet. It's not an incredibly souped up machine, but it runs Gnome perfectly. It uses quite a bit of the swap it has, but that's just kind of a given with 2 gigs of RAM in the machine. On my desktop, however, let's take a look at System Monitor. Keep in mind, I haven't rebooted. Actually, I think I rebooted my computer about 6 hours ago. I have actually quite a few processes open. Fedora with GNOME 3.26.1 is currently using 2.1 gigabytes out of 31.4, no swap used, and CPU's kind of just chilling, doing its thing. I am screen recording on the machine right now, so that's a given. That CPU might be a little over the place. But for me on the desktop machine, Fedora has flown. It's been responsive and fast. I haven't had any bugs, and this is on a beta version of an operating system too. At the time of recording this, Fedora 27 is still in development, and I trust it enough to use it on my machine, even though the installer does kind of steer you away from it, which if you want people to test your operating system's beta, why would you steer them away? Because I think people that would go and download a beta know what they're getting into. I've tweaked the hell out of, well, not the hell out of Gnome, but I've tweaked Gnome enough to where I made it my own. I've moved the window buttons and themes and icon packs and all that jazz. Just so you can see, I'm running Fedora 27 on an Intel Core i7-7700 with an AMD Radeon 480 graphics card. And that brings me into why I like Fedora and why I like AMD Graphics. Fedora plus AMD Graphics plus Gnome plus Wayland equals a buttery smooth, and it's actually kind of hard to explain how the system feels. I've seen other YouTubers, Linux YouTubers, have a hard time explaining it too. But with using Wayland, it just kind of has an ebb and flow about it. I don't know. It's just something I like. I don't know. I like Wayland. And it's only getting better in each update to Gnome, and Fedora only makes it more and more reliable, and the animations are getting more fluid, and I don't know, it's just a neat little thing. And one thing in Gnome 3.26.1, you can drag back and forth between windows. There's an article on OMG Ubuntu about it, but I just updated my machine today, so I got that, and I wanted to share it with you because it's coming in Gnome 3.26.1, which will be hitting all the distros sometime soon. Ubuntu 17.10 is coming out, Fedora 27 is coming out, so yeah. Getting back to just my thoughts and opinions. When I installed Fedora, I didn't know what I was getting into. Fedora to me has always kind of been this closed off distribution that I never thought I was capable enough of trying. I mean, that's just kind of the stigma that stuck in my head with Fedora, that that's for those Linux users, and you can kind of stick over here. But I don't know what I was thinking. I went ahead and installed Fedora, started using it. And actually, I'm sorry that I'm leaving my screen on a bunch of things. I'm just sitting here talking and thinking. I have no real things to show you because hopefully we've all used Gnome before, and we kind of know how Gnome works. I don't have default packages installed. I've been living in this install for a couple of weeks. So when Fedora, let me rephrase this. When Fedora 27 actually comes out, I'll install it in a virtual machine and do a video on the default Fedora layout, the default Fedora way, excuse me. Anyways, getting back, I don't even know where I was in my train of thought. Using Fedora has been phenomenal. I have really nothing bad to say about Fedora, besides the fact that when you go to update using GNOME Software Center, it restarts and updates. And I get it if you have to update like the kernel and system core level components, but if it's updating a theme that I have installed through a repository, why do I need to reboot my system to update that theme? That's really weird to me. It's almost kind of feels like a Windowsy thing, and I don't like that. So I update through the terminal, and if I see packages that I know I'm going to have to reboot to get the new package, I'll do it. But if I'm updating the theme, I really don't feel like I need to reboot my system. If I am wrong, definitely leave me a comment down below. I love to figure things out and I love to learn, so please let me know. But I think I'm going to end the video on that note, for me, Fedora has been everything I needed a Linux distribution to be. It's a great tool. Oh, let me go to something that I see a lot when talking about Fedora online. The fact that the multimedia, the codecs aren't in the repository. If you've ever used Ubuntu and have had to add a repository to Ubuntu, it's just as easy in Fedora. I don't know, I didn't have any problems with it, but I've been using Linux for years, and I knew I wasn't going to have a problem with it. But if you're someone sitting there using Ubuntu and you kind of want to try out Fedora, but you're afraid because you don't know how adding repositories or this stuff works, there are great tools online to help you. You can Google pretty much any Fedora package and it'll tell you, because, okay, so here's the thing, like, I jump from distribution to distribution, and there's packages in different distros that are all the same package, but they're named differently by the package manager. So I end up going to DuckDuckGo and searching distro name package, and works the same with Fedora. I can install everything I need. And I'm actually kind of sad to admit that I do that, but that's just one thing that I do. I do a lot of my package management through the terminal. GUI package managers just irritate me. Anyways, guys, like I said, Fedora has been pretty rock solid. There's a couple quirks about it that I guess if I live with Fedora for a while, I guess I'm just going to have to get over as part of the Fedora way. If you guys want to check out Fedora, the link is in the description down below. The link to my Twitter account is in the description down below. And if you guys made it this far in the video, thank you so much. If you like what I'm doing, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment, ask me questions, tell me if I am a complete blabbering idiot about Fedora or anything else, guys. Let me know in the comments down below. Until next week, I hope you guys have an awesome couple days. I don't know. I haven't come up with anything for an outro yet. I'm still trying to learn.